Pretty apt opening.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Pretty apt.
We're recording this. We'll see if it sounds like what we think we sound like or what the intro sounded like.
I think it sounds fine.
We'll be alright.
It'll
be
sound
good.
Fine. We've fixed our technical problems for now, anyways.
Well, fixed is a strong word. We've relocated.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. But back into the fray once more, delving into the breach, if you will.
Sure are.
Got our weekly comic reviews coming up for you today, as well as a couple of bits of cool comic news and some little video game stuff, and all movie and news that we feel is important for you to know about.
That's right. What we feel is important.
Don't even bother going anywhere else. Just tune into us.
Exactly. If it's not on this show, it doesn't matter.
Then there is no show. I got nothing. I had nothing. I thought I had something there for a second.
That's staying in.
Let's go to the reviews.
On the spot reviews?
On the spot reviews. Although I was thinking of debuting a new segment today called Pendulum Let's Read. It would just be us recording us reading.
That's actually pretty genius.
So you'd have the page turns like...
People could read with us. We could say, right now we're going to read this book. And then we read it with the audience.
Exactly. Or it would be like bedtime story time, where we'd read the book to you. It's called Pendulum Let's Read.
That's pretty genius. We're gonna have to do that someday.
Might be an issue. Might be one special a week where we just read you a comic book. Could be a good thing. It's a bad idea.
So
let's review the ones we did read.
I'll start us off.
By all means.
I read something new this week. I was going to read Dark Horse Presents. I did not read that. I thought I would go for something crazy and out of the blue.
You got Spawn!
Not that crazy. Something I never even heard of before. And I just wanted something really... Well, I don't know what. I don't want to say crappy.
Sure.
Because it actually wasn't that bad.
No, you sound up here.
The title... sounded bad, so that's why I decided to read that.
Oh, okay.
It's called Clown Fatale. First off, it's got clowns, which sucks. But I figured, I don't know, it's like girls with clown makeup. So I mean, why not? Let's give it a shot. Put out by Dark Horse, and I thought it was just going to be a terrible, terrible book. It's issue 3 of a 4-issue miniseries. So of course, it didn't even start at the beginning. So, but
a hell of a selection here, Geoff.
I know. But it worked actually. It had a little bit of backstory at the very beginning, and then it kind of just jumps right into the action. And as an issue all by itself, it's actually not that bad. Now, of course, reading all 4 issues would probably be more preferable. But it's written by Victor Gischler, who I like. He's doing... I can't even remember what it's called. A werewolf miniseries right now at Dark Horse.
Bitten?
No.
Bite?
No.
I'm out of
Kiss
ideas.
Me, Satan.
I was never going to get around to that.
You weren't even close. But, I don't know, it jogged my memory. And he was doing that whole X-Men with the vampire stuff over at Marvel there a few years back, right?
That was cool with Vampire 3.
Yeah. So... I didn't even realize it was written by him at first either, but I checked it out, and assumably it's about, from what I picked up, about these rednecks fighting these, I guess Mexicans, I'm going to say, over who gets to sell drugs in the town, so drug war.
Nice.
And then the rednecks, I guess, hire, for whatever reason, this female clown posse to take them out or something. And just that's all the issue was, basically. A little bit of backstory about it, and then the female clowns killing lots of well, let's call them bad guys.
Wow.
I don't know if they are. They all seem like bad guys.
You're not really selling this as a great read.
No, but it was written actually pretty well.
Yeah, all right.
And the art's actually not too shabby either. So, right now, as an issue all by itself, I'll give it like a 3. Because it's decent. Did I feel like I wasted my money? Not really. But I do want to pick up the other ones now.
Just to see, okay.
Yes. So I'd like to read the whole story. So it did that for me at least, right?
Cool.
So that's kind of neat.
Did its job, I suppose.
Yeah, it did its job. It's which is what every good book should do.
True.
Make you want to pick up the rest.
Yeah, that's true.
So it intrigued me enough to do so. So I will later.
Nice.
So that was it. That's it for me. Clown Fatale.
Interesting.
Number 3.
I read the finale of the latest volume of Fantastic Four, which I believe is the shortest volume of Fantastic Four ever, 16 issues.
Wrong.
Which is the short
Heroes, the Liefeld, or
Heroes
the Jim Lee
Reborn?
books. 13 issues.
13 issues.
That's right.
Well, that was probably for better.
You love Jim Lee.
Yeah, I know, but that wasn't good.
It was alright.
It was all right. That's what you want. That's what you want out of your comic books. You want all right.
Yeah.
But no, this wraps up the Fraction / Kessel run.
Kessel Run.
There you go.
Even I know that crappy reference.
Thank you. Yeah, Fraction left this partway through to work on some of his other stuff. But I've enjoyed this run. It hasn't been my favorite Fantastic Four run of all time. Whole thing basically kicked off with the Fantastic Four's powers going bonkers and kind of getting overjuiced and breaking down, and basically Fantastic Four superpower cancer, in essence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was them trying to solve what was wrong with them, and it leads up to this final confrontation with, surprise, surprise, Doctor Doom, who has taken the powers of Kang and Annihilus, and now he's calling himself Doom the Annihilating Conqueror.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome, and he's represented in that form as like visually being a combination of all 3 characters. So he's got like the Doom cape and cloak, Kang's belt, and part of like Annihilus's shirt and everything and top, and his cape looks a combination of the cape and the wings. So it's kind of an interesting look for him, and he has time and space control powers. And it's just their last battle against him to try and save this doomed universe with an alternate version of the Fantastic Four. And it plays out like a standard Fantastic Four fight against Doom, super science trickery by Reed and this other version of Reed. And it's pretty much a paint by numbers. Nothing really falls apart or is out of left field here. Nothing's really unexpected. There's a quick switch around where they're dead, but they're not. They've been dead for like a minute, so there's CPR brought them back. But old Johnny Storm, the character that kind of popped up in the beginning of the story arc, kind of has a cool little wibbly wobbly timey wimey space thing going on, and he knows what he has to go do, and he's not going to survive it. And they kind of figure that out after the fact, and Valeria's a little pissed off that they just let him go do it instead of saving him.
That's funny.
So it's kind of a cool little, like, Valeria's been one of my favorite Fantastic Four members.
Forever.
Especially the last few years when she had her, like, basically her big secret came out where she's, like, super, super smart.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some weird stuff going on at the back end of the book. Alred ended up doing the art at the back. I'm like, oh, okay. Because now his FF book is ending as well now. And apparently Uatu has a lady friend in his life.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
And this lady friend is having a little baby Uatu.
Yeah.
So, really kind of puts Original Sin into a really dark context now. Congratulations, Uatu, you're a new father. Bang! Holy crap. So, like, I don't know if this happened in the FF book with Uatu and his baby mama. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it was in Nova. I've been kind of slacking on Nova. I don't know where this female watcher with a baby came from.
I don't know either.
Kind of interesting, and like I said, kind of creepy now for Original Sin. But good little conclusion, ties up all the loose ends for this run of the Fantastic Four. We have Scott Lang kind of stepping aside, so the FF team isn't going to be around. They're going to be a different iteration of the FF is there an FF new book? I know Fantastic Four is done by Robinson now. I don't know if FF was getting a book.
I can't remember.
I didn't see anything listed. So, I mean, that one's on hold, so we're just back to our one Fantastic Four title. But, yeah, I mean, it's a nice wrap-up to the storyline. 2 different art styles and the different writers involved kind of does make it feel a little disjointed and rushed out as a book. But, I mean, they wanted to wrap this up and tie it up to get Robinson on with his Fantastic Four run, which I'm psyched and looking forward to, so... cool little splash page at the end with the entire cast, basically, from Alred's and Fraction's Fantastic Four books, so it's kind of neat, which has nothing to do with what's on the cover, but anyway, we're going to get to that.
That's cool.
I enjoy it. Big Fantastic Four fan, have been for a long time. There's a couple of cool little character bits in here with Valeria and Reed being concerned about the future of Johnny Storm, and the Watcher actually making a vow that he'll use all of his powers to protect the Fantastic Four. And he even Reed's like, I know you can't because of basically who you are, and he's like, no, you got my word on this. So it's kind of cool, kind of a neat thing, which... Again, I'm kind of wondering if all this stuff that's going on with the Watcher now plays into Original Sin. So, I enjoy it. Nice little wrap-up. Not great. I'm giving it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5, eh? Yeah. What about the run combined?
I'm going to give the run a solid 3.5. They had some good issues. The time travel stuff was cool. The part in the middle kind of dragged when it got to this weird... time-displaced collecting group. The stuff with Blastar was actually really cool at the end of the universe, and then back to the beginning of the universe, that was cool. When Doom, Kang, and Annihilus were working together in the alternate reality, that was cool. I definitely enjoyed this more than the FF book.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to James Robinson coming on the book and going forward with whatever he has planned. So
cool.
I enjoyed it. Again, not my favorite run. I do probably enjoy this around the same amount as I enjoyed Mark Millar's Fantastic Four. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this week I don't have a trade review per se, but I did pick up this art book called The Good Girl Art of Bruce Timm. It's naughty and nice.
Is that volume 1 or 2?
I don't know. It's just the only one.
I thought he said 2 of those.
It's a big pocket edition by Flesk Publications.
Big pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, big pocket. Anyways, I picked it up a while back, but I only recently just went through it. Because, I don't know, I read a lot. So, a lot on my plate, let's call it. Basically, it's just...
Pin-ups.
Good girl art. Some naked, some not. There's subsections in here. There's vampires and noir stuff, and
it's not for the kids.
No, it's not for the kids. What with the nudity and all, but it's kind of cool because I wouldn't have thought Bruce Timm would do a book like this. There's dream girls and bedroom eyes is one section and all sorts of stuff. But it's really cool. It was $30 US, which wasn't bad, especially for a book like this. Lots of them can run a bit higher, or they can get cheaper ones, but they're way thinner in page count.
I think I paid more for my Frank Cho Apes and Babes book, and I got less content.
Yeah.
Well, I do love that art book.
It's a fantastic book. You can just go through it page by page by page. Like he's got black and white sketch stuff. He's got
film noir movie poster
full
styles.
Paintings and all sorts of stuff.
He has such a cool art style.
Yeah,
his work.
And you wouldn't really associate it with this as well.
Yeah.
That's why it makes it much cooler, because it's different, especially from him. I really like the last page. It's kind of original, actually, being a last page.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's a really fantastic art book. Like, you really get to see how he draws in a lot of cases here, because he does some step-by-steps, too.
Nice.
Really great stuff. I really recommend this book. It is worth $30, or any price, really.
We're all big Bruce Timm fans, so...
Yeah, if you like this guy and anything he's ever done, then you will definitely love this book. Alright, so we got some comic news.
Woo!
Yeah!
Love comic news. Well, we're starting to get a bit more comic news trickling out, which is nice.
Yes.
We're kind of in between cons and
Well, there was the Image Expo.
The Image Expo, yeah.
Remember?
Well, I mean, biggest news of the week is obviously the confirmation of Amazing Spider-Man's return with Peter Parker behind the driver's seat.
And the definite cancellation of Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah. We knew that was going to happen once Peter came back.
Yeah, but...
And, you know, the fact that they've had it going as they've been going and they left Parker out for so long, I've enjoyed the hell out of the series.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to be kind of sad to see Spider-Rock go by the wayside.
I know. It gets such good reviews, too.
Yeah, it's my favorite book of last year. Just the way that they managed to keep the stories fresh with the idea that could have been just browbeat into the ground really quick. It just shows you how good a writer Dan Slott is.
Mm-hmm.
And his Spider-Rock's girlfriend there that they introduced, she's really awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be sad to see that book go, but it's gonna be kind of nice to have Parker back in the classic suit, and I mean, things aren't gonna be as they were when he left. So it's gonna be kind of neat to see what goes on now.
I mean, they do have to do it because of the movie, though, too, right?
Well, yeah. So, I mean,
it was coming.
It's coming, yeah. But the fact that we've had nearly 3 years worth of Peter Parker isn't Spider-Man.
No, actually only 2, because remember they double ship some months.
So did they double ship?
Two.
Oh, okay.
2 years.
Yeah, I was just counting monthlies, 30, 31, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the fact they kept it going this long and Marvel was letting Dan Slott tell this story.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty damn awesome, and it was my favorite book of last year. At least Humberto Ramos is back on doing the art, which I am okay with, so I love his Spider-Man art.
Yeah, me too.
And Dan Slott, I think, has proven himself to be one of the best Spider-Man writers that we've ever had. And I love that cover they showed off.
It's alright. I don't think it's anything special.
I think it's really it's a nice little art. The Alex Ross cover looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So if it's not $9, I might pick that up to go with my Fantastic Four.
It's I think it's $5 they showed.
Done.
It's 64 pages.
Done.
But both the last issue and the first issue are both 64 pages each.
That's okay.
So
I'm in.
Yeah, see how that works.
Pretty happy with that.
There's a new Sinestro ongoing series.
I saw that. It's about damn time we had that book announced.
That's another Lantern book. How many Lantern books do we need?
I think we're at 7.
I don't know.
We got Green Lantern Corps, Red Lantern, Larfleeze,
New
Guardians, then Sinestro. Is there another one?
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't. It's at least 6. But, you know, this one, I kind of wish this was Sinestro Corps more so than focusing. I mean, I love Sinestro. But, you know, we've had a lot of Sinestro character development over the last decade. So, I mean, it would be cool to see him trying to rebuild his core or maybe police his core with what's been going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, having Sinestro back, I mean, they didn't keep him away as long as I feel they should have. Like
it's been a while, though.
It's not really.
A little while.
He missed out on Lights Out. That was about it.
About 6 months.
Yeah. I mean,
like
look at what Snyder did over the Bat books when he had Joker gone for a year and everything that built back up when he came in. And like Sinestro's popped up in Forever Evil in between that time. So as the Sinestralax or Paranestro, whichever one.
Yeah.
I kind of like Paranestro. Sounds better. I want a figure of that.
Who knows?
I think it could be good. Writing team looks pretty good on it. Eagleson doing the art, so I'm probably gonna pick that up.
Yeah. What do you think about the new Dupe miniseries? Will you buy it?
I probably won't. I might pick up the trade.
Me neither.
But the teaser was great. Having the Dupe speech spell out teaser was great.
Yeah.
Dupe's a cool character. I've loved him in Wolverine and the X-Men with how he's basically Wolverine's
I guess it's supposed
enforcer.
to be his point of view of what happened during the Battle of the Atom.
And that's kind of cool.
Series, yeah. So I don't know. I guess he was present through the whole thing or something like that.
I mean, they had that Wolverine and the X-Men issue where he was basically Wolverine's wet work guy. So, I mean, that could be kind of cool, seeing what he was doing during that crossover.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it first run. Trade, possibly.
Yeah. Another one, will you possibly buy? Aquaman and the Others.
Hell yes!
Really? I'm a hell no.
What? You love Aquaman!
Yeah, I know.
And it's Dan Jurgens writing Aquaman.
I know, that's kind of a downer for me.
You son of a...
I just think he's... The last good thing I've read that Dan Jurgens wrote was Thor in the early 2000s. Heroes Reborn, Return, whatever it was. That was it.
No.
I never read his Booster Gold stuff, so I can't.
Really good. I enjoyed it.
I can't say.
I get a feeling this is like his consolation prize for not having Booster.
Maybe.
Because where the hell is Booster? Where is that series? We were supposed
Does
to.
anyone care?
Yes. So many people care. I want Geoff Jones to like continue to whittle down his book load, and then like all of a sudden, hey, I'm gonna write Booster again. But I'm looking forward to Aquaman and the Outsiders. I think it could be cool.
Others.
Sorry. Keep saying Outsiders.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love all the people on that team.
I didn't care for the annual. Did you read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not care for that at all.
It's the first story arc of this series seems eerily similar to how they were introduced. Some menace is trying to gather up their golden artifacts that they all.
Well, you kind of got to, because now it's another starting point, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a new reader, there you go, right?
I think that book is kind of hard to get a new reader into it on the first arc. It's going to be so many people buying it because they know of those characters from the Aquaman series. So retreading that story, if you want to get people in, tell a great story, then they can backtrack. But
True.
That's my one concern about it. But I'm probably going to be picking that up.
Yeah. Not me.
I like Dan Jurgens. I'm a Jurgens fan.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
a Jurgaholic. No, not going to use that one again.
All right. You got something else?
Well, you didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to bring it up. Chris
Okay.
Claremont and his little teaser for Banff.
Yeah.
I mean, 99% certain everyone is that it's going to be a Nightcrawler series. I'm hoping maybe it's his Heavenly Adventures, focusing on that. Cause Claremont could do some cool stories there.
I think he's coming back to life, probably.
Oh, yeah,
pretty
he's-
much guaranteed.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't think they're going to be doing that. But
Or like,
again, this
past
is like
stuff.
the 8th Nightcrawler series or something. He can't hold a title.
Yeah.
So
They're trying Storm with one, Gambit. I mean, Wolverine is pretty much the only guaranteed X-Men that can carry not one, but like 8 ongoing series.
I know.
They keep trying. They keep throwing every X-Men at that dartboard, but
It's a true story.
nobody sticks.
That's right.
If it's a miniseries, it might be cool.
Yeah, hopefully it is a mini,
Yeah.
because it'll sell fine.
Based
And
on his
then-
name.
And then that's it.
Chris Claremont, X-Men book. It'll sell on that.
Yeah. But if it's an ongoing, sales will drop and it'll get canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah. The other biggest DC news of the week was the reintroduction of Wally West into the DCU coming up in the spring, with Venditti writing his introduction into Flash Annual 3. People have lost their shit already online about how.
What do you think about the new costume?
Here's the thing: they didn't say that's Wally West. Everyone's jumping to the conclusion. Bleeding Cool did a great write-up on it about let's look at the picture. There's nothing saying that's Wally West. It could be another version of the Reverse Flash because of the mirrored photos that's up in the corner. And that guy looks pretty old.
Does he?
Like, he looks to be like a grown-up. I mean, when Wally was first introduced, he was young. That's why he was Kid Flash at the beginning.
Yeah.
So there's nothing saying that this guy is Flash. I mean, from a design point, if they were doing the Speed Force and the costumes akin to fire, when he's running, he's red. When he goes so fast, he could turn blue. Just like when fire gets so hot, it turns blue. So it could be a cool little pushing beyond the speed that he's going, things like that. And I think Bleeding Cool did a good write-up about the possibility that, hey, smooth out here a moment, people. Let's just wait.
Maybe.
But I'm liking that Wally West is coming back. I've liked Wally West because of the Justice League cartoon, but I've always been a bigger Barry Allen fan. So having Wally West come back in, I like. But I'm like, don't get rid of Barry. Don't.
Yeah, I heard or I read that they might want to do more than one Flash title. Kind of like Aquaman has 2 now.
Yeah.
Why can't Flash?
Is that kind of like maybe what they're leading to with most of the characters appearing in more than one of their books? Because Wonder Woman's going on to 3 books now. She's got her own, Superman, Wonder Woman, and they're changing Batman over to Batman and Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
So Wonder Woman's going to be in 3 titles plus her Justice League book that she's in. So I mean they're kind of really trying to get that 52 titles a month thing by just throwing characters into other books.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to Wally West showing back up, and I like that blue costume anyway. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice counterpoint to the Flash costume, and if it is Wally, cool. If it's another variation of Barry, it won't be a permanent thing. It'll be like a temporary situational thing. If it's a new Reverse Flash costume, I wasn't a super big fan of the Reverse Flash costume we got in the beginning. Because if they call him Reverse Flash, he should look like a reverse of the Flash, and he didn't.
That's agreed.
But I'm looking forward to it. I've liked Venditti's writing for quite a while, so looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we also had the big Image Expo last week. Actually, I think it was the Wednesday we recorded our show even.
Yeah.
So of course we couldn't report on it because whatever. So yeah, Image Expo. There was a lot, but I'm only gonna do some of the highlights that whatever.
Yeah.
The bigger named people, let's call them. So Remender has a new book called A New Low.
Cool.
I think it's another sci-fi book. Should be pretty cool. Scott Snyder and Jock have a new book called Witches.
I saw that.
Gonna be a horror title.
That I haven't got an Image book in about 3 years. That could be the one I'll get.
Well, you got the Saga trade, remember?
Yes, but I mean an ongoing. I mean, I haven't been getting Spawn for a while.
Bill Willingham has a new book called Restoration, because he's ending Fables, remember? So
which I'm kind of glad, because now I can go back and get all those trades.
Yeah. Grant Morrison has a new book called Nameless. That's going to be a horror book as well.
I wish Grant Morrison.
Kieran Gillen has a new book called The Wicked and the Divine. Kelly Sue DeConnick has one called Bitch Planet, which I think is going to be awesome. Just awesome. It's going to be like a take on women in prison movies and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, that's going to be kind of cool.
Getting a Russ Meyer vibe off of what you just said.
Yeah, Joshua Williamson has a new book called Nailbiter, so hopefully that'll be pretty good. But biggest news is Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
They signed an exclusive 5-year deal with Image, the first ever deal Image has ever struck of that kind.
So we're not getting any Brubaker stuff?
From Marvel or DC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess the lure of creative control and creator-owned characters is pretty high now for a lot of guys.
He does pretty well over there.
Yeah.
So, his new book, Fatale, will end with issue 24. His new book is called The Fade Out. Not sure what that's about yet, but anything they do really is worth picking up.
Yeah.
And all his other books from DC and Marvel that are creator, whatever, will move over to Image as well.
Huh.
So they'll all be reprinted under the Image banner.
Interesting.
Like so that's kind of cool. I like that.
Hasn't Kirkman got a new book as well?
Yeah, he announced them a little while back, though. They just kind of reiterated.
Yeah, play a poster. Here you go.
Outcast, which is, I think, a horror book as well, and something else. I can't remember. But
that Satanic Possession book, from what I remember.
So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good year for Image, that's for sure. And,
well, good on him.
I guess there's a little... I have one other tiny bit of comic news, but it's kind of movie-ish, whatever. But
Save it!
Yeah, we'll do it right now.
Save the movie part.
No, we'll do it right now.
No, alright.
Do it right now. I don't know if you saw it.
Probably
There's
not.
a new documentary coming out called Doomed.
I saw that!
I know, it looks good.
The closest we're ever gonna get to seeing that movie!
Untold story of Roger
The greatest
Corman's
movie never
Fantastic
seen.
Four. Well, I, over the years, have acquired that movie, so...
Why are we not watching it right now?
I know. So, lots of people have acquired this movie over the years. I mean, they sell it at cons. I mean...
Copies of,
Yeah, so... My copy of it happens to be remastered from the VHS tape. So the audio's cleaned up and the video picture's cleaned up, so it looks really nice. And...
Well, you know, comparatively, it looks as nice as it possibly can.
Yes.
It is a Roger Corman movie, mate, after all.
True story. Because it's the only Roger... I was watching the trailer. It's the only Roger Corman movie never to be released.
Yeah.
The only one out of, like, the hundreds he's done.
Like that Stan Lee quote, it was never meant to be seen.
So, yeah, that was cool.
I'm looking forward to that. That could be an interesting little documentary, because it's such history and all, like, the backstage shenanigans and everything that went on behind that film. It could be cool to see that documentary. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah. All right, so...
Got a little bit of a light week in video game news. A lot of gamers are just kind of waiting to see some new games. Haven't really seen much for a while. But I mean, we had all the Steam Machine announcements from a couple weeks ago. We do have the Wolf Among Us episode 2 hitting the first week in February from Telltale Games, so that's going to be a good bit of content for people to play and enjoy. So gives me time to catch up on a few of those games. So that's been good.
Yeah.
But yeah, still waiting on some of those Xbox and PS4 games.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Yep.
Getting a little tired of my PlayStation Plus account on my PS4, not really having a whole lot of content for me to take advantage of. Like, people on the PS3 versions are getting Borderlands 2 and Bioshock Infinite for free this month.
Wow.
I get a couple indie games. Because all those games don't work on the PS4 architecture.
That's awesome.
So yeah, pretty great. Loving it. Good stuff there.
Cool. Cool times. What do we got next?
Let's shuttle on over to some TV and movie news for the week. I think biggest movie news of the week, undoubtedly, was Michael Douglas being cast in Ant-Man as, surprising of all, Hank Pym.
Yeah, that was very surprising, actually.
I am one to usually reserve judgment on things of this nature when casting comes up. Like, I wasn't all over them for Affleck. I mean, I was all over them for the reasons why I think it was a bad decision. So I'm also going to mention why I think this is a bad decision. Michael Douglas is a great actor. He's done great work. My issue with this is a drastically different version of the character than we've ever seen. And
way
I think
older.
That is the misstep. My hope is maybe with the film, with the guy that's making it, whose name escapes me at the moment. Oh my god, who is it?
I can't remember.
Hot Fuzz. Oh my god!
Okay,
Holy crap.
Whatever.
Can't remember his name. Anyway, his movies always kind of have those, little funny nods and like good films. I'm kind of hoping this might be a twist on the standard Marvel formula. So I'm hoping maybe Michael Douglas plays an older Hank Pym, and then the story is told in, like, flashbacks in the past. So we'll have Paul Rudd playing the young Scott Lang interacting with a younger Hank Pym.
Maybe.
Because this seems so bizarre. Like, Michael Douglas is, what, 60? 65, whatever he is?
Something, yeah.
And, like, so it only kind of seems like we're having Hank Pym invent the Pym particles for then Scott Lang to come and steal it to the whole cure his daughter of the... to, like, help Cassie out angle. Which then gets Cassie Lang into it, which then gets her maybe in Avengers.
That's the thing, too. Movies. How old will the Wasp be if she ever shows up in anything?
Yeah, there's a couple of casting rumors for the female lead, and they're wondering if it's going to be either Cassie or Janet. So that's why, if they're casting young for Janet, that's what kind of makes me believe that Hank Pym's character, Michael Douglas playing him, is going to be, future version, and then the whole movie takes place past-wise with Paul Rudd playing Scott Lang and then a younger version of Hank Pym. I'm hoping, because this is such a drastic change of character than we've seen in any of the Marvel movies when it comes to their characters.
True.
Because all the changes they've made to all the characters that we've ever seen in a Marvel Comics movie, they've still been pretty damn close to how they've come out.
Yeah.
Like, even Armin Zola, he started out like that in the comics before he became Robot Guy.
I know.
So, like, why all of a sudden now are we aging Hank Pym, a founding Avenger, 35 years up? I mean, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I can think of, that it's, Grandpa Pym sitting around the fireplace at Avengers Tower in the future telling Cassie's kids or something about how her dad saved her, and then that's the story that we get. But I mean, I don't mind the casting. Michael Douglas, great actor. Seems a little odd.
It was odd.
Yeah, it's a big
cool
departure.
But odd.
Yeah.
It was briefly mentioned online. I saw, but I didn't really see any big announcement. I don't know why, unless I just didn't go to the right site. But American Horror Story Season 4 is going to be subtitled Circus. That's freaky. So I'm hoping they don't go too many clowns, but it looks awesome.
Yeah,
this
I've never
season
seen
has
an
been
episode.
so good.
Yeah.
Like, so friggin' good. I'm tired of Jessica Lange, though. I'm tired of her. Bring someone new in next year.
I don't know who that is, so I will
Really?
agree with you. I never watched that show.
All right.
Fox announced they're developing a Magic the Gathering movie.
I don't care. I don't care.
I think it's going to be cool. There's a lot of rich lore behind this game. I mean, they've been making the damn game for like nearly 20 years. Or over 20 years now? Was it 91?
Yeah, 20 years now.
Yeah, over 20 years. And a lot of commentators on a lot of sites are going on about how, it uses these cards to play. Well, it's not going to be a card game movie, you morons.
It'd be awesome. It's just dudes sitting around.
And they're transported into the magical world. Like, oh god, no.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool. Like, if you look at the entire history of the Magic card game, there's stories in behind all the characters.
I know.
And it would be kind of cool. And, like, you could have a lot of different types of movies you could tell with this.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be directed by Uwe Boll. It's going to be another Dungeons & Dragons amazing film. That's what it's going to be.
No.
They're just going to switch the title out.
Yep.
Call it Magic the Gathering.
Yep. I think it'd be cool because you can do a lot of different movies. You can do monster movies, you can do survival movies, you can do political intrigue, thriller type movies, magics and everything. I think it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Better than the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with their continued viral pushing of every corner of the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
Like they've mentioned Puma.
Did they?
Yeah, Puma. Wow, people love Puma.
I do.
But, yeah, of course you do. The newest one teased Miles Warren and clones.
Yeah, that's
so people
too
got their
much.
heckles up. I'm like, yeah. A, they're never going to do that in a movie. B, it's a complete viral tease for just making the world bigger, so calm down. But why use that? That's like 90% of Spider-Man fans hate that.
Yeah.
So it's the only reason you do it would be a nod and wink to people who know the stories, yet those people hate those stories. So why would you do it? So another wonderful little misstep from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 viral team. Constantine got a pilot ordered.
Saw that.
So we're at least gonna get a pilot that might not air. So I know.
True.
I'm hoping it's good. It could be cool on a serialized TV show. I mean, I've recently become addicted to Supernatural. Thanks, Katie. So a supernatural type magic show on TV, any more of that, I'm happy with.
Yeah.
And especially they cast it properly this time, having blonde British.
Hopefully
Maybe.
British. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
That's the key thing.
Yeah.
So, because I love Constantine, I think I've enjoyed him.
Well, see, Sleepy Hollow, they got a British guy. Didn't call for a British guy, but they used one.
He used one.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this gets picked up and goes to series. We've also got some information coming out about Gotham, the new show. Looks kind of interesting. It's gonna the show kicks off with the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents, so it's gonna be like the big ongoing case. And Jim Gordon's gonna be the center stage. He's still a detective at the time, and it's gonna look to tell like a lot of origin stories for Batman villains. And they had an interview saying the series then ends with like Bruce putting on the mask and cowl and the cape and becoming Batman. So that's kind of the end point, just like Smallville ended with him becoming Superman. So that's kind of cool. The best part about this is they have the entire licenses for Batman.
Yeah.
They didn't piecemeal this by getting, okay, we have Penguin, but we don't have the Iceberg Casino. We have Clayface, but we don't have Basil Karlo. They have everything. So I think that's going to give the writers so much to play with on a TV show.
Yeah.
Even on a budget, of a TV budget, I mean, they can do some great stuff. So we're going to get a new Joker, we're going to get Riddler, and it's not going to tie into whatever the hell Zack Snyder's doing with the movies. Yeah. But, I mean, that's fine. I mean, people are kind of used to that. It's going to be a weird thing with Marvel doing the opposite, where everything's tied in. So,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really psyched to see
good.
DC's TV
if
stuff
it's
come
more
together.
Smallville than Arrow, I
Yeah.
won't be as excited.
Let's go more Arrow.
Yeah.
More Arrow. The only weird thing is you've got all these different shows on different networks. Like you've got Arrow and Flash on CW, Fox with Constantine, and what is it, NBC with Gotham?
Can't remember.
But yeah, you got 4 different networks with all these shows, and it's 3 or 4 networks. It's just weird. It's like DC's just holding an auction. Who wants Batman? Batman on TV. Batman, anyone? Batman? But good move on their behalf, having everything available to them.
Yeah.
Did you watch Sherlock season 3 yet?
I did.
And?
I liked it. I saw one complaint, though, online that a bunch of people put up. The end of every single series, Moriarty. And then, so when the end of season 3 happened, they're like, Moriarty again? Again?
He is literally the biggest villain.
I know. And
well, Season 1 ended with...
I don't even remember
more
anymore.
so of a tease than anything. Like he
so
was behind
this, essentially.
things.
Because he's supposed to be dead, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't behind any of the episodes in Season 3.
One thing, too, I noticed, because this is the same guy that runs Doctor Who, right?
Yeah. Moffat.
It's like the Master appearing on every screen in the nation.
Yeah.
That's what it... Okay. As soon as he did that, that's like, what? The Master?
I kind of like how they both now had faked their deaths.
Yeah.
So it makes them almost even more the same guy. Like, they're both the same guy, but it's on different sides. And I love this version of Moriarty. Yes. I think he's great. It's one of my favorite versions of that character. It's spectacular. And it's almost embarrassing how much better this Sherlock is than the one they threw like $200 million at to get on the big screen.
Yeah, I know.
It's like...
The movies are okay.
Did you see the second one?
But they're okay.
Did you see the second one?
Yeah, I saw it.
I couldn't make it through that movie. There are very few movies that I stopped watching partway through. Underworld Awakening being the most recent.
Underworld was amazing.
That was garbage.
Loved it.
I watched Escape from Tomorrow yesterday, and I made it. It's this guy's like handheld horror movie taking place at Disney World that he shot.
Oh, that one.
It's not good. Don't watch it. But I made it through it. And it's also a little creepy. Like, not in the scary way, in the older guy, really young girl creepy way. But I made it through that. Underworld Awakening stopped halfway through.
No.
And
I love all the
Game of Shadows stopped halfway through. I'm like, nope, I'm bored. I am bored with this.
But I do agree, the series is much better.
Yeah. They got 4 and 5 kind of planned out from an interview I read, so it's not going to be over. I mean... If I'm not getting any more Luther, at least I'm getting enough Sherlock.
Yeah, that's cool.
I still want crossover.
There was one new show. Well, there was a couple new shows that premiered. Chicago PD, which was a spin-off of Chicago Fire. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only one episode so far, so hard to judge. First episode, though, was kind of boring.
You want to talk boring TV? Watch Helix.
Oh, yeah. Watched Helix.
Oh, my God.
I got to episode 3.
They're up to 3?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
1 and 2 were on Friday. 3 was on Saturday.
Yeah. Did 3 get any better?
Yeah, I think it's a little better now, actually.
What did you think of the first 2?
It's a slow-moving series.
Did you give a damn about any of the people you were seeing?
Not really.
No. I did not care.
No. Bitten premiered as well. It's a new werewolf show on Space and I'm guessing other channels.
Yeah.
It's got Supergirl from Smallville.
Oh, I thought you meant like the original Supergirl, like
No.
Tiffany Slater.
No, no.
Laura Vanderrook?
Yes,
Yeah.
her. Still looking fine, and
I think it's gonna be very difficult for her not to look nice.
I know.
Like, you could throw her in a mud pile and she'd just look better, quite frankly.
But it was not bad. Again, that show too. First episode, a little boring.
Yeah.
Let's see all the premieres. Not boring. True Detective episode 1. That was on Sunday night, HBO. It's got Matthew McConaughey and oh geez, Woody Harrelson. They play 2 detectives. It takes place over a span of something like 17, 20 years, whatever. They're getting interviewed in the present, talking about their case in the past, trying to catch a serial killer. Extremely slowly paced, but the actors are so captivating. Like, you just hang on every word. It is amazing.
Cool.
It is such a good series. It's only 8 episodes, but that's all you need, right, to tell a good story.
Yeah.
And hopefully, well, supposedly it is renewed. It's going to be an anthology series, so next year we'll have an all-new cast, all-new whatever it might be. But it's so far fantastic. That's the best new show so far of the week. It blows all those other shows put together out of the water.
Yeah, not how to do with Helix. Like, me and my girlfriend were big Battlestar Galactica fans. Like, Ronald D. Moore is a great writer. We're watching this with, like, anticipation. We're like, yeah. We're, like, making jokes all the way through the movie, through the TV show. But, like, I What are we watching this for? Yeah.
Actually, I have one quibble, too, about that show. The elevator music throughout the whole thing.
There's music in that show?
Yeah.
Did you notice?
It's all, like, generic elevator music.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I just was not impressed with anything that was going on. The actors are not good. They're not delivering their lines really well, and it's just it looks cheap.
The best actors I like in it, or actresses actually, is the lead female, his ex-wife. Yeah. She's pretty good. She gets better in the third one too.
She's got that hard-edged, cold as ice, like ex-wife bitchiness going on, which I'm like, yeah.
The other girl too, the young one,
the 12-year-old who somehow like got PhDs.
Yeah, she's interesting.
My favorite character on the entire show is the guy that drives that snowplow around the base constantly to plow out those perfect circles.
I know.
That's my favorite. Or the digital monkeys.
Oh yeah,
the hairless digital monkeys.
All right. So we got a little interweb news, little internet rumors and informations and stuff going on. And
so earlier in the week, by earlier I meant Monday and Tuesday, there were rumors kicking around that Johnny Depp had taken a meeting with Marvel about playing Doctor Strange, and you know, good actor and all. Again, same thing I have with the Ant-Man stuff. That good actor, a little older than the character would necessarily be, but I think it would be a good fit. But apparently now that's just been debunked. They're like, no, he doesn't want to get locked into or anything long term.
Supposedly, or well, with his let's call it caliber, he's wanted for a lot of movies. So
he's got to get that time out to make another Pirates and Alice in Wonderland movie.
Yeah.
That's what this world needs. We don't need a Doctor Strange movie. We need another Alice in Wonderland and another ninth pirate movie, whatever the hell they're up to.
I can't remember. 5, 6,
ridiculous.
I don't know, something.
Yeah, because we don't need an original movie about a supernatural superhero like Doctor Strange and that, because that won't be visually interesting to see. We just need another cheap-looking pastel Alice in Wonderland. That's awesome. So yeah, apparently this year as well, the Oscars are doing another part of their tribute thing. Last year they did a James Bond tribute.
It was really cool too.
Yeah, they're doing a superhero movie tribute this year. So a lot of Batman. Cool. Because they're not going to do like any of the more obscure ones. So it's all going to be Batman, maybe a little Superman, Avengers.
I think there will be Superman because of Christopher Reeve for one.
Yeah. And then Avengers being what Avengers is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it'll mainly be Batman.
It would be cool if they threw in the obscure ones, though, like 70s Captain America and
that'd be so
70s
awesome.
Doctor Strange and the Hulk TV show, possibly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
I doubt we're going to see any Blade up there.
Hard to say. He really started
the
Marvel
that's why they should.
Movie.
Without Blade, we wouldn't be getting any of this stuff.
Exactly.
So I'm.
Will they show both Spider-Mans though?
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, I haven't watched the Oscars in a few years since they screwed over Drive from getting any nominations. At that point, I basically was done with the Oscars.
What?
Drive didn't get anything. It was the best movie of that year.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up to see what was on that year as
well. The Artist.
I don't even remember that.
That black and white.
Oh, yeah.
That was a better movie than Drive. Yeah, right. Okay. We've also got some news about, once again, it seems like a day can't go by where we don't get any episode 7 casting news.
I know.
Jesse Plemons, I think is how you pronounce his name, guy that played Todd in Breaking Bad, is apparently in contention for one of the lead roles, and the guy looks a little like Mark Hamill. So the thought now,
bit.
He could be his son, and it finally kind of came out like part of the reason why they had their screenwriter change on episode 7 is the original idea. The guy that was it Ernst that was working on it, guy that wrote Toy Story. His original idea was to have the new trilogy focused on their kids.
Okay.
Like Luke, Leia, and Han's, their younger generation, and then have the returning cast as kind of supporting players. The new mentality with the guy who's writing it now, with Abrams that did Empire Strikes Back, is to have Episode 7 be one last hurrah for Solo, Leia, and Luke. The kids be in supporting roles, and then in 8 and 9 they take over.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why if he gets the lead role, I mean, he looks a little like Mark Hamill.
So episode 7 will be like 50 years later.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll be the torch passing movie. However they end
Vader
up.
returns.
I hope not. I no. I don't want that. The Emperor can come back if they want, but I don't want Vader to return.
Or what's his name? Darth Maul.
No, they've done enough with him.
Wasn't he hundreds of years before though? No. Sorry, that was. I forgot the prequels weren't that far back.
Yeah, I mean, just Vader needs to be, I think, done with. All 6 movies are basically about him.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have your last hurrah with the big 3.
Old Luke, new Vader.
Old Luke, new Vader. It's like a cover band. I love it. Yeah. And another cool little interweb news, also ties a bit of TV. The WWE, which I've been a fan of for a while, kind of fell apart and fell away from recently. Yeah. But they announced that WWE Network. It's going to be...
That was in development for years.
Yeah. They've come out and announced all of the details about it. It's going to be like a streaming service for WWE programming. $10 a month. You get all the pay-per-views throughout the year. Starts in February. If you commit to 6 months... which they don't charge you 6 months all at once. You commit to 6 months, and then you pay $10 a month. You get all the pay-per-views, starting with the next one, which is, I think, not WrestleMania, but the next big one. You get all 4 big events, plus all the ones in between. They're going to have all the old shows, so you can go back and watch. Yeah. If you don't like the new wrestlers, you can go back and watch, like, archived Raws and everything. So it's kind of cool on all these old matches.
That's all the reality series and all that crap.
Tough Enough and whatever they do. And the cool thing is, like, I don't have cable right now because why would I? Yeah. You can't watch weekly shows first run, like, as they air, but they show up a day or so or whatever after the fact because they have their cable network deals for now. Their deals with, like, USA and whoever the hell they're with now, you know, they expire every couple of years or so. Yeah. If this network takes off with a big enough subscription base, who's to say they don't just drop their live programmings onto their streaming network? Yeah. So for $10 a month, if you're a wrestling fan, this is a good deal. And I've been wanting to get back into it, and I think this is a great opportunity. And as soon as it's available, it's going to be all across the different platforms and everything. So there's going to be apps on your consoles and your devices and TVs as well. So you're going to have the access to it no matter what you have. And for $10 a month,
that's cool.
Like, it's $2 more than I pay for my Netflix, and there's my content.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm gonna sign up for this. I'm gonna get that and my PlayStation Now. Woo! Happy times. Thank God I have unlimited bandwidth now.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's what you need.
Unlimited.
Actually, now that you are speaking about bandwidth, yesterday the United States whatever court.
No, this is gonna be good.
Circuit Court of Appeal. I don't know, some court. Not the Supreme Court, but below that.
Just throwing it out there. Bunch of old white guys?
I don't know. Anyways.
Odds are.
In the U.S., a few years back, the FCC and some part of the government enacted a sort of like let's call it a free trade internet type of thing, a free whatever. So everyone has a fair shake at it, right? So if you're Disney over there and you're starting up a new animation streaming service and you want to throw it online, you have a fair shot. No problem.
No priority.
Yep, no priorities. Now, as of yesterday, whatever court this was basically threw it all out so that AT&T, Verizon, Comcast at some point, because they have a deal put in place by buying NBC or whatever. But anyways, they can now prioritize who they want to give bandwidth to. So if Disney forks over the cash and says, yes, I'll pay your $100 million a year fee, or whatever it is. Yeah. Maybe it's not that much. I'm just saying as an example. Let's say Disney pays, NBC pays, ABC, the networks, whoever. But then you're starting out, you can't afford to pay that fee. Disney streaming services, they'll be in 4K, they'll be whatever. The pages will load instantaneously. It'll be flawless. So, where yours be like dial-up.
They're throttling content providers now?
unless you pay for it.
Wow.
That's just... They don't know how it's all going to change yet, but that's how it could possibly change. So, yeah, it's going to be a different landscape in the U.S.
And we'll follow suit because blind leading the blind and all.
So far, we still have quite a few different laws.
Yeah, we get our content from down there, let's be honest.
I know we do. For now. Like, our laws, I'm saying. So, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. There's a lot of doom and gloom right now across the internet about it. So, will they enact these fees? Don't know. Will they start throttling, startup companies and whatnot? Don't know. But everyone's pretty much big business won, little guy lost. That's pretty much the message across
Surprise!
The board. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
man.
That's my little...
It's your anger.
My,
rage out.
Techno news for the week.
I don't know techno music. Yeah. I really don't. Now on to what you all came here for. The rage. I don't... I'm trying to sell this section. No one...
That's right.
I'm trying to sell it. No one... People like the anger. They just don't like my anger. My anger is completely useless. It's about things that don't matter. So anyway.
Well, let's just change it to called Garry Rages.
G-Rage. How about that? Yeah?
Whatever.
Rage in the key of G. Huh?
Yeah, that's not bad.
We're demoing on the air here. This is...
all sorts of things.
People will love this.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we didn't have a Pendulum power panel this week because I've renamed it. So next week we're going to debut a new name for it. It's a lot better. It's classier. No more PPPs for you.
Actually, that'll be the Pendulum's previews picks next month. So there
days.
Will always be a PPP.
There'll always be a PPP for your ears. Wait, what? Uh-oh.
All right,
anyway,
on with your
my
segment.
rage, my come on! For this week, whenever I feel like doing them, the trend in, I don't necessarily want to say modern comics alone, because it has been kind of an issue
going on
before,
forever.
But it seems to be more prevalent nowadays. Cover art that has nothing to goddamn do with what goes on in the book.
Well, see, that's because they want to make it attractive to the buyer.
That's fine. Why not make the content of the story attractive to the buyer on the cover? This has been, like, every once in a while you'll pick up a book and you're like, hey, awesome, this cover's great, because it's supposed to, sell the issue. You pick it up and you're like, oh, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The biggest offender that got me on this little turn this last little while was the latest issue of Justice League, where the previous issue of Forever Evil had Sinestro showing up at the end of the issue to do battle with Power Ring. The cover of Justice League had like Sinestro Unleashed or Sinestro fights Power Ring, and they're having a big battle on it. And I'm like, sweet, it's going to be like a Forever Evil tie-in. I don't read the previews for every issue of a comic I'm going to get. I just get what I get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sweet, it's going to be like a continuation of this story, and maybe next Forever Evil Aftermath. Nope. It's just a grid history issue about members of the crime syndicate. There's like one page where it's like, it shows you Power Ring, and then it's his origin story from Earth 3. So the book has nothing to do with what they're selling it on the cover.
That's awesome.
Absolutely nothing. I'm fine with using artistic license to push a cover.
Yeah. If,
like, a Spider-Man issue where you've got, like, Spider-Man swinging through the city.
Yeah.
That's not story-related, but it's still Spider-Man-related.
Yeah.
But if you're deliberately putting on your cover of your book, Sinestro v Power Ring, and that's not in the goddamn book, that is a lie.
Yeah.
That is what I have a problem with. Artistic interpretation of a story used on a cover, fine. Standard cover shots of, the three-quarter over the shoulder, whatever. Lying to me on the cover? No. That I've got a problem with. That's like, if they showed a picture of Daredevil for a movie trailer, and I go in, and there's, like, Jamie Foxx doing stand-up on stage for a half hour. I'm like, this is a lie! This is completely different than what I was supposed to be seeing.
Stop lying to Garry.
Stop lying to me. Stop it. That's all I got. That's my rage. Which I think is a nice way to end the show. What else you got for us, Geoff? You got anything?
No, that's it. That's pretty good.
Yeah. There you go. Stop lying to me.
So, you can find us everywhere, per usual. And we don't lie about it.
No. I'm lazy, so it might be a while. I'm actually going to start doing Twitter reviews of figures, just because I can limit myself to short characters.
Oh my god.
I'm calling them tweet views.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And I'm also maybe going to start debuting a new show that I call Pause Screen Captions.
Oh, yeah?
Whenever I'm watching something, whenever I pause it, I'm going to take a photo of it and make up a caption. So, patent pending, no one copy it. You heard it here first.
So basically, Instagram.
Shit. But for TV shows and movies that I've paused.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so we're on Facebook. You can find us at Pendulum Podcast on Facebook. You can find us on our YouTube channel where you're going to listen to this.
Or Geoff's website where you're going to listen to this.
Yeah, whatever. It's
find
everywhere.
us where you want us. We'll be there.
That's right. You can
if you use it, we're on it.
Find us both on Twitter. What are you, the Wagnarok?
Yeah.
On Twitters. And I'm the Telltale Mind on Twitter. I'm the telltalemind.com online.
On all of the lines.
That's right. On all of the lines. I am the Telltale Mind. I'm on Goodreads. I'm friggin' everywhere, man. So check me out.
As our catchphrase goes, we are everywhere you want us to be.